Hi guys, welcome to another short video clip of MrLopezClasses.com. Today we are going to analyze what is the meaning of intercooler and where is located the intercooler in diesel engines. Okay, there are intercoolers for diesel engines supercharged and diesel engines turbocharged. Okay, but what is the meaning of intercooler? The word said intercooler. It's a cooler. How many coolers you have in a typical diesel engine? Depend on the diesel engine, but it's in between 1 and 6. Yes, 1, the typical is for the coolant. The name is heat exchanger to reduce the temperature of the coolant. Yes, this is the heat exchanger used to replace the radiator in your car. In your boat, instead of the radiator, you have a cooler for the coolant. The name of that cooler is the heat exchanger. Okay, this is the number one. Other cooler in a diesel engine is the cooler for motor oil. Is oil cooler. Other cooler in a diesel engine is the cooler for fuel cooler. Other one is the cooler for hydraulic oil or power steering fluid. Yeah. Other one is the cooler for air to reduce the temperature of the air. Intercooler to reduce the temperature of the air coming from the turbocharger. The intercooler. And this is the topic for this video. The intercooler. Yeah, those are the most common coolers in a typical diesel engines. We are going to follow the path of the raw water to analyze where are located those coolers.
Okay, guys, in this example, I have an steer motor diesel engine, turbocharged, and I am going to explain the path of the raw water in this particular engine. In this tank, this is a simulation of the raw water, the salt water. The salt water pass for the strainer. The strainer, normally you have a valve located over there before the strainer, the C.cock valve. Okay, this is the C.cock valve. Pass through the strainer, continue the raw water. The raw water not is suction for the raw water pump. Exactly, this is raw water, and this is the raw water pump. This is the raw water pump, and this is the plate of the raw water pump. Inside of the raw water pump is the impeller. This is the impeller located inside of the raw water pump, and this particular raw water pump is driving by belts. That's the raw water pump. The salt water continue and enter in a group of coolers, 3 coolers together. The salt water pass in the middle for all of those 3 coolers. The first one is the cooler. That one, the first one, is the cooler for motor oil, engine oil. Exactly, that's the engine oil. The second one is a cooler for fuel. Those are the fuel lines, and this is the fuel filter, secondary filter. Exactly, this is the priming pump. The priming pump that you use it to bleed the system. Correct. This is for fuel. And the third one is, in this particular example, is free, but that one can be used to cool transmission oil. Exactly, transmission oil. And this is the salt water, the path of salt water. The salt water enter in that element. That element is the intercooler. The intercooler, exactly that one, the salt water continue over there. This is the intercooler is used to reduce the temperature of the air coming from the turbo. If the temperature of the air is coming with the excessive temperature, this is not good because inside in the combustion chamber, the air will be compressed and the temperature will increase over the limit. Remember that the temperature in the combustion chamber should be no more than 1075 degrees Fahrenheit. Exactly. This is the function of the intercooler. All right, that the intercooler reduces the temperature of the air before the air enters the combustion chamber in the intake manifold. Intercooler. And the salt water continue, and enter in the last cooler. This is the cooler for coolant. That's the cooler for coolant. The coolant, correct. Okay, the salt water enter in the elbow of the exhaust and goes out. Correct. This is the salt water enter in the heat exchanger, and in this point is mixed with the gases in the output of the turbocharger. And in this point, the gases are mixed with the salt water, and here you have gases with salt water.
Okay, great. Now you understand where are located those coolers, and now you understand that the intercooler is used to reduce the temperature of the air coming from the turbo. But what is the difference for a diesel engine naturally aspirated and a diesel engine supercharged? In a diesel engine naturally aspirated, like this one, we have the intake manifold, that's the intake manifold, that's the intake manifold. And the intake manifold receives the air directly from the air filter, and the air enters in the combustion chamber when the intake valves open or close. This is an engine considered naturally aspirated because you only have the intake manifold and the air filter. This is a typical naturally aspirated engine, and the air enters at atmospheric pressure. And what about an engine supercharged or turbocharged? It's an engine that use, like this one, that use the gases produced in the exhaust manifold, those gases, to spin the turbine in the hot side of the turbo, and in the other side, the fresh air, enter through the filter, and the air is compressed at high pressure, and the air enter at high pressure in the intake manifold, and after that enter through the intake pores, if the valves open, into the combustion chamber. I have another short video where I explain the turbo.
This is an engine considered turbocharged. I am going to explain right now the turbocharger and what is the function of the turbocharger. In this particular case, I have the turbocharger. Okay, this is the hot side, and this is the cold side. In the hot side, the gases enter over there in that hole. The gases coming from the exhaust manifold enter over there and spin this turbine, the black one, that turbine, exactly that one. Spin that turbine, and the other turbine in the other side with the blades in opposite direction. Those blades suction the air, atmospheric pressure from the filter, suction the air exactly over there, and the air is compressed, and the air is fully compressed. Okay, that air fully compressed enter into the combustion chamber at high pressure. This is the boost pressure, and that engine is considered turbocharged.
Okay, this is the turbocharger, and this is the difference when you have an engine naturally aspirated or when you have an engine turbo or supercharged. Okay, now we are going to try to understand what is the meaning of intercooler.
Cooler, the function of the intercooler is decrease the temperature of the air before the air enter in the combustion chamber. The air is coming from the turbocharger. This is the cold side and this is the hot side. The turbocharger in the cold side suction the air from the air filter. The air enter, the air is compressed in the turbocharger, and the air enter here with extreme temperature and extreme pressure. The function of the intercooler, the salt water pass in a serpentine and return over there, is decrease a little the temperature of the air before the air enter in the combustion chamber. If the air enter in the combustion chamber with too much temperature, a phenomenon of a vapor lock occur in the combustion chamber.
Okay, this is the intercooler. It's basically an element used to reduce the temperature of the air coming from the turbo and avoid that the air coming from the turbo with excessive temperature, more than 1075 degrees Fahrenheit, enter in the combustion chamber and produce vapor lock. The vapor lock is not good because the vapor lock destroys the valves and reduce the efficiency of the engine and increase the fuel consumption. Okay, in order to avoid that vapor lock, the intercooler is located in between the output of the turbo and the intake manifold.